Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our today's workshop, which is going to be about writing reports by using Latex, presented by Mr. Marwan Alsahafi. Mr. Marwan Alsahafi is a lecturer in the Faculty of Computing and Information Technology. He has 8 experience in using Latex software. His teaching interests include computer architecture, computer graphics, advanced programming, and parallel computing. His research interests include computer vision, cryptography, and cybersecurity. So, Mr. Marwan, the floor is yours. You may start now.
Thank you. Appreciate your introduction. Inshallah, today we'll discuss about our workshop in Latex. So our plan in this lecture will be start with for 1 hour and a half, and we practice while we learning. Please open your PC and make it ready to participate while I explain the part of Latex. So we will have break, inshallah, for Salat al-Maghrib, inshallah, about 5:54. And our outline, we have 2 parts in this lecture. First part, we will cover the installation, general information about installation, and your first document in Latex, and the document structure of Latex, section and paragraph and reference, packages, math and graphics list, hyperlink, and footnotes. So we will talk about the next part, inshallah, maybe after the half of the whole course, inshallah. I mean, in the second half, inshallah. So what is the Latex? Or they call it Latex in Germany. So Latex is a document preparation system for high quality typesetting. It's not easy like Word, but is more efficient than Microsoft Word. So the result of Latex is like a document. You can it's generate a document. So it's used for writing journals, papers, and also exams. Sometimes some people use it for writing exams paper, also for presentation. There is several use of Latex. We will focus in this course in writing journals in our research paper in general. So it's available. You can install we call it compiler, the compiler of Latex in Mac or Linux or Windows, or we can use online services, something like Overleaf. So no need to install in your PC. Why we use Latex? If you're going to write a scientific document, it's better to use Latex, easy for academic use. It's professional crafted, predefined layout. So you didn't need to spend more time in styling the document and trying to add mathematical equation and with using, for example, if you use Word, it's very difficult to write a mathematical equation using mouse and click there, and it takes much time. And after you finish, for example, in Word, the layout is sometimes mixed up, but in Latex, you write it and it's keep as it is without any issue and no problem, inshallah. Okay. Mathematical symbols and equation are easily integrated with the Latex. Complex structures such footnotes, and reference, table of content, biography, can be generated easily. So no need to track the titles and sections. It's automatically done for you. So installation, if you want, go with installing latex in your PC. So in Windows, there is a package called TextWork. So I think that this slide has a link. You can click in the link. So inshallah, I will share the slide with you, inshallah. So you can choose packages, download and use text maker, something like this one for editing and writing latex document. In Mac, you can use MacTeX for the base of latex compiler. And also you can use Text Studio, this one for writing and editing the latex document. The other way of using latex is using online services, like Overleaf. So in our course, we will focus in our Overleaf. So this is the link for the Overleaf. You can register for free. So there is no need for installation in your PC, just use the browser. No other application you need to download. No packages installation. So we will talk about packages later, inshallah. And what does that mean? It's very accessible from anywhere, from your PC, from tablet, either way. Also is shareable. So inshallah, we will start by writing the first document using latex. So I will start with going to Overleaf. So I will write it in the chat. So everybody can register in Overleaf, and you can start to participate with me, inshallah. Okay. So I just sent a link for the website. So please log in the website and type register if you are not registered. So write your email and password, then register your email, then go to your email and verify your email. So I already registered my account. So when you log in, this is the first page in the Overleaf. So there is no document started, but you can create your first project. So I will click that. So I'll ask you for the format, what kind of template you wanna use. There is empty project, example project, academic journal. So we can start with the template from here, or I would say blank project. Let's say latex or okay. So this is the name of the project. So it's kind of a folder, contains all your file. Okay. So this is the first page, or the page of editing. So it will give you an example of the content. Let's get back the slides. So all file in latex that you, the document file that you write a latex file, it's end with .tex, T-E-X, okay? And the result will be in a PDF format. Most of the documents start with document class and the type of document. We will start with article, okay? Then you will have a kind of block. We call it a block, a beginning for the document, and the end of document. In the between the block, the beginning and the end, you will write your paragraphs and titles and the thing that you wanna to be shown in the document. So as we saw previous, so this is the file. Let's remove anything extra from here. So this is a plain or a blank document. So when you sometimes you will see that some errors. That's fine. Okay. It's need at least something you to write it in the document. Okay. So the first line is the font size is okay, or shall I increase the size? Is it clear, or I need to zoom? Okay. Fine. The first line is a document class. Any document you write in LaTeX should start with this document class. Between curly parentheses, you write a type of document. For example, we write an article. We are writing an article. Sometimes we want to write a presentation. It's called Beamer. If you want to write an exam paper, so it will be an exam or a report, and so on, or sometimes journal or a book. So we will focus in this workshop in an article. Okay, so this right now. So you can click from your keyboard if you're using Windows, Control and S, it will compile automatically. So your content here will be displayed in the right side. So let us explain what are we looking for. So here you will see your files, something like photos, and if you have images in your document, you will upload it right there. So we don't have any files except the main.txt. This is our document file. So we call it a source file. Okay, so this is our source file. And we can upload any document from here. This button will, okay. Is it clear? Okay. So we can upload any file from this button. All files will be shown in this site. So the next layout, the side is the document itself. So anything you want to write in your document will be written here. So use this area to write your document. The result will be shown here in this side. This is the PDF or the output file, or let's call it our target file. So when we finish, we can download this file as a PDF and use it anywhere. So no extra file you need, just a PDF file if you want to share this document with somebody, or you want to submit it or something like that. So you just download the PDF file. Okay. So this is the general layout of LaTeX editor. So also we have a button here. It's like a cycle. If you click it, it will compile the content and show you the result. If anything goes wrong, it will be shown here. So it will explain what's going wrong. So it says no author given something. If there is some error, it will shown in red for title. So document structure in the text file, it's as following. In the beginning, we call it Brimble. So document class, this is the starting code in the text file. Then you can add some packages. As you can see, all end with some curly parentheses. Then the beginning of document is the rest. We call it the body. I need to change something here. So the title and author should be, I think, before the document. This slide should be updated. So title, author, address, and date. You can define the title of the document. So you can use it if somewhere, anywhere in your document later. The author, it could be one author or more. Address, at the date of this document. So it will be written in the layout, depending on your template you use. Abstract. So the abstract, like a block. So we call this a kind of block. Anything start with beginning or begin and end. We use backward slash, then begin, small letter. Okay. Then a curly parentheses, and you write what kind of block you want to use. So also it will end with the same name. Let's say we begin an abstract, so we end it with abstract. The content of, or the paragraph of abstract will be written in between those symbols. It's kind of a block. Okay. Then we call a command called make a title. Make title. This make title will use this information to generate the title as the format of the template. The second part is the section. It's like when you write a book, there is a chapters and the section, then subsection, and so on. So this is the sections. You need to highlight the sections. You need to know what section you're gonna start. For example, introduction and the first part of your document, and so on. And your title of the section should be written between the curly parentheses. We'll take an example of that. And the last part will be bibliography or reference will be written in this block. So the last thing is the end of the document. This is in general the document structure of Latex Workshop. So now we will explain every kind of command of Latex code. So the starting one is a document class. We use, in our example, in previous example, we use article. So also you can use book. So this is the define of document layout. So the book has layout, special layout, and the article or journal has different kind of layout. A begin and end statements. This is kind of a block like this one, like abstract, or also itemized items. We call it an environment. So an environment is simply area that document where certain typesets will apply. It's important to have multiple environments in the documents such as abstract. However, the title, author, and date, it has no environment or has no a beginning and end. It's just write \title and curly parentheses and write your content for that title. Author, the same thing, date, section, and so on. Make title is generate a previous document command for those based on the layout you are selected here. Okay, let's do that in Overleaf. So we start with document article, then title. So Latex Workshop. And let's say author. So it's help you with autocomplete. So when you write a \, it's give you like a list you can choose from, author, and you can click tab button in the keyboard. So it's generate the command. So right now we don't need the bracket, this one. We need just only curly parentheses. So the author, let's say Marwan. Okay. And if you wanna write a date, so date, let's say today is November 9, 2021. So this part should be written before the document. So then inside the document, we should make a title to generate the title page. I mean the title page. Okay, let's remove this one. I click this one to combine. So as you can see, Latex Workshop, this is the title, this is the author name, and this is the date. Okay, if we don't choose the date, let's say if I wanna use a comment, or if I wanna ignore this line, for example, I can use percentage in the beginning of the line, so it will ignore it. It's like a comment. Let's recombine. So it will generate the date for the current date. Each time you compile the file, it will be updated for the today dates. So it will done for you. If you would like to have a document without a date, so just keep it empty like this. So it will generate it without the date. Okay. Okay. Let's try something in the content. So make title, I will start with to then combine. So the result will be displayed as here. And note, it's you can see in my screen, it's not a high resolution, but it's kind of picture from the website. But when you download the file, let's say download. So I just download the PDF file. It's a high resolution document. So as you can see, but don't worry, it's in the website. Just it show you just like a preview. It's not the final one. Okay. Yeah. Let's do some abstract. Again, as you can see, begin environment. You can choose for using your mouse or abstract, for example. This is an abstract environment. As you can see, it shows us the abstract depend on the layout of the article we choose. Okay, the section and paragraphs. In Latex code, you can start section or type a section using backward slash section, and between the curly parentheses, type the section. For example, in this example, we want to write an introduction. Let's say section, between curly parentheses, introduction. Okay, let's say the output, recombine. As we can see, it's introduction and automatically generate the number of that section. This is section 1 for the introduction. Okay, if I have another section, let's say Latex. So this is the second section. It will be automatically 1 and 2. So no need to track the number of sections. It will be done for you automatically. Also, you can have a subsection. So the subsection like the main title and the subtitle and so on. Also, you can use subsection. It will be something like this. It's a subsection. This is the second. As you can see here, 1.1, 1.2 is a subsection, and so on. Label and reference. Labeling the sections, or if we want to mention a title or a section somewhere in a paragraph, you need to label that section first. Then when you want to refer to that section, you need just use refer or reference to that introduction of that section. Let's do an example here. So the paragraph, it's direct, no need to put a paragraph like this, no need, just write a paragraph directly. So here as a sample of paragraph for the introduction, as you can see here, it will be layout automatically. So I want to refer to that section, any section of this. So first I need to make a label. So inside the curly parentheses, I put backslash, then label. Between curly parentheses, I choose the name, okay? Any name, choose any name. Let's say section, colon, intro. You can use it like this or like this, either way. Then you can refer it as, let's say, please. So, and then we use reference. So when I click recompile, you can see here, please refer to section, it will generate number one. Okay, so the number one is automatically linked with introduction. If the introduction change position, let's say we have another section before the introduction, for example here. Okay. Some text, we have it here somewhere. So now introduction is the second one. Okay, it's changed to the second one. And automatically the reference changed to B2. Okay, and also is a clickable. So when you generate a PDF, you can click the number 2. It will point to or scroll to the introduction. Okay. This is kind of helpful way of tracking the sections, and no need to track it by yourself. It's done for you. Just label things and refer to them using a command refer and label. Okay. Packages in Latex. So Latex use packages to add more features to the Latex. For example, if you want to use a mathematical equation or a mathematical or a graphics, you can use packages. Okay, include that packages in your machine, or if you use it locally. If you use Overleaf, it will be done for you automatic. So no need to install any packages. For example, if you want to write a kind of equation for a math, you need to add before the document start, use package awesome math or AMS math. Okay. This is done in Overleaf automatically, so no need to install the packages. If you go with the installing the Latex in your machine, in your PC for Windows, for example, so you need to install that package. Any package you want to use, you need to install it manually. So as we mentioned, we use Overleaf here, no need to install. So I will include some package, for example, use package, awesome math, or AMS math. Okay. So the documents, either way in local machine or using Overleaf, will be the same, no change. So use package, the name of package, then you can use the mathematic inside here. Let's save this file. Recombined. Nothing changed here. We didn't use any mathematic right now. Let's say I want to write a mathematic equation. Let's say f of x equal x to the 2 plus 2x minus 3, for example. and recombine. As you can see, it will format the equation, something similar to the equation builder in Word. Fraction is easy. Let's say you want to write a fraction here, fraction. So this is the upper side of the fraction. This is the base. Let's say 8 over the x. Okay, it's x, but it's not clear here. Okay, this is the kind of use of packages. Also, we can use track the equation in our document. For example, if you want to write a scientific paper, usually you will refer for the equation you use in your research. So you can keep track that equation. So this is the equation number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. So we can use environment equation. Let's do an example here. Begin equation. Okay. And let's say Q equal square of x to the 2 minus y to the z, something like this. Let's save that. As you can see, our equation Q is generated and already marked with equation number 1. Okay. If you don't want to display the equation number, or just want to use equation of environment, you can just add star in the end of the environment. So this would remove the number. Okay, like this, no reference for that. Let's do another one. And we want to refer it in our text. So this equation number 1, let's use fraction. So we will put a label as we described before. Let's say use this way, equation Q. So we were gonna mention this equation in our text here, as you can see in equation. Then I know I don't have to write equation number 1. So I wanna refer it automatically. Refer equation number equation Q. So we want to use ref. The name we will choose. You can use colon in the name, so that's okay. So here, the result. As you can see, in equation number 1 here. If we change the format, let's say, so the equation, this one is changed, it will be done automatically. This one will be row number 1, this one it will be number 2. So let's save. So number 1, number 2. I'm referring to the second one. So let's say, as you can see in equation number 2. Also, there is a several way of writing equation. For example, if you want to write integration, b to a to the a, one fraction. So you can use integration, backward slash int, mean integration, over a underscore b, which that mean a will be in the up, and the underscore will be go to the down, and fraction for 1 to 3, and x, and so on. Also, using matrix, you can use matrix like this, begin matrix, and write it in this way. Okay, let's do some examples here. Okay. I will use this example, equation, this one, anti-matrix. Begin equation. I will start with, okay. F of x. I will write, and I will tell you what that means in a few minutes, inshallah. Integrate. So I want to put a in the up of integration. So I'll use shift and number 6. So this is like exponent a. So I want to put the lower letter for integration, let's say b. So I use underscore. So this will put b in the bottom of integration. And then fraction for 1 over 3. Then x to the 3. Okay. This is the first equation. I use combine. So it's some error here. Multiple alignment tab. Okay, that's fine. Let's remove it and we'll talk it about later. We combine. As you can see here, our integration b to the a, 1 over 3, x to 3. Okay. So the and, this symbol and symbol, we use it to align the equation. So we'll use this with something else called alignment later on our slides, inshallah. Okay, this is like formatting the equation to be parallel to each other. Okay, so let's move to the matrix. Begin. Matrix. So when I hit tab, it will generate automatically the end. If it's not generated, please write it yourself. So if it's not generated automatically, just write end matrix. Make sure any environment is started with the begin. You need to close it. Okay. So we want to write a matrix, let's say 1 and 0. So I want to make a new line in the matrix. Let's say 0 and 1. Okay, save. Misspell post. So that's good. It's called an error, and it will tell me which line. Go to the error location. It will go to this one. Maybe something I missed here. Okay, matrix. I think I need to write a bracket here. Bracket and close bracket. Okay. As you can see here, this is our matrix. Also, there is an error still there. Any matrix should be written like this. between dollar sign. Any mathematic equation or mathematic format you want to display in a document should be between $2. Also, you can use backward slash bracket like this one. Okay, and this one. So this is the same thing of dollar sign. Let's recombine, and this error will be goes. No error anymore. But the bracket is gone here, and we will put it again like this way. I prefer using dollar better than this one. Dollar, it's better than using the bracket. So the bracket I want to display in a document. Okay, as you can see here. But the bracket is very small. I want a bracket contain the matrix, so I need to put some command here. Let's say left, then bracket, then here right, closing bracket. So the command left and right will measure the size of the matrix and resize the bracket depending on the size of the matrix. As you can see here, so it's containing the content of the matrix. The bracket is increased size or scale to be containing the content of the matrix. Okay, the graphics. If you want to include any kind of graphic, like image or chart, you can use graphics. So first we need to include the package graphics. So this kind of figures or images will be included in our document. So we also will keep tracking with these graphics and figures. So figure number 1, number 2, 3, and so on. Okay. So if you want to put the graphic, let's do it direct here. Let's say, so I want to include an image. Okay. If we want to include an image in our document here, let's say I should first upload my image. Let's upload a file. So this is asking me to upload a file. You can drag and drop a file from your desktop, for example, drag a file and drop it here, or select from your computer. Let's say you can use any portable devices like a tablet. You can choose from your photo library or choose a file. Let's say this picture. So it's trying to upload this picture. It's a big picture. Okay, so the picture is here, 3.5 something. I think I can change its name. This is my picture. So let's say IMG. Name it with a convenient name. So this is the image I want to display it in my document. So let's say before I include it, I need to use a package called graphics use package. Graphics with X. There is 2 graphic. Choose the one with X. Okay. Then include graphics. So the syntax will be graphics, then the width, then the path to that image. So If I don't choose the width, it will be done automatically for me, but it's not a good convenient. You should choose the width to match your document. So I will show you the both way. First, between the curly parentheses, I need to write the path to that image. So the image is in the same directory of our main.txt file. So just I write img.jpg. It's also autocomplete or give me a hint I can choose from the content. It's very convenient, the Overleaf. Let's say save. I just hit Control S. So the image should be somewhere in the, yeah, as you can see, the image is very big to our document. So I wanna resize the image to be in our document exactly. So also it gives me hint. So overflow, it says, give me a hint. I can choose some width here. So let's say between, after graphics, put a bracket, then choose either way. You may choose width or a height, depending on your purpose. Let's say width equal, let's say 100. No, not 100. Let's say 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter. Okay. Then I will hit recombine. So the picture will be very small.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
معلش بس بنبه فيها واحدة الكاميرا شغالة عندها. خليها تقفلها.
Okay. As you can see here, the picture shows in 2 centimeters. Okay. What about if I want to make the image fill the page as our content, like our paragraph here? See, our paragraph, it starts from here to here. So I don't have to measure the size. I can ask the Latex to done it for me. So I can use it this way. Width, I want to be like /text width. So the width will be generated automatically. So let's say combine. Okay, as you can see, the image filled the page, the width of our text. When you write a document, don't use include graphics directly like I did. You need to put it between a figure, as we described here in a slide. So the figure keep track the number of the figure you have in your document. So we will start an environment called figure, and in it with the figure, then include a graphic with the details, then a caption to that graphic, and the label. So we can refer to that image in our document, in that figure in our paragraph. Let's do that. Start begin, figure. Okay, it will generate automatically for the content. Let's move this one, cut, and paste here. So it's generate centering. That means the image will be centered. Caption. Anything, and our labels. So we will break here for Salah, inshallah, and we'll be back, inshallah, after 10 minutes, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. طيب, we stop before Salah in this part. Okay. And we write the figure, including graphics. As we mentioned, you can use width or height, either one. You can use both, but I prefer use one of them to make the picture displayed perfectly. So here our example. So as you can see, here's the result. As you can see, the figure shows the title of the figure in the bottom of the page of the image with our title, our caption. So we can mention that in our text using the figure label. Let's refer it to somewhere here. See figure. Let's write the figure. Figure. And we call it image, img. And recombine. It should be displayed here. So as you can see here, figure number 1. If you want to change the caption somewhere in the top or bottom of the image, you can move it from here. So the caption, move it to the up, and will be changed. So the caption here. Okay. In your free time, discover these commands, emphasize and text diff. That's make a text bold, and, emphasize to, I think, italic, and so on. So we have short time here. So let's move to the list. If you want to make a bullet point, for example, you can use command or environment itemize. Itemize will generate a bullet point, like this one in our slide. See, this is kind of bullet point. So in document somewhere here, let's say begin itemize. So this one, and I will hit tab to autocomplete tab. So it will generate the remaining code. This for each bullet, we use /item. This is the first item, and so on. Recombine, and we will see it somewhere in the document. So as you can see, we already put the figure first, right? And the itemize second. But the layout is changed to be this way. So Latex automatically calculate the layout and put it in the correct format. So as you can see, the picture cannot be displayed here because it's small area to be the picture to be displayed. So it's moved the order of our content. As if you want to change that, there's a command for that to make the order correctly. And I think just to put a bracket here and put H for the figure. So it means that here, we will talk about that later, inshallah, in details. Okay. So as you can see, here is the bullet point. And no numbering, just a bullet point. let's say if you want to put another sub bullet point again, you can use it somewhere here. So it could be within a title. So begin, itemize, and sub items. As you can see, begin and end. As you can see here in the result. Here, just continue after the figure. Let me ignore this one. So just cancel this one. Yeah. Here's the result. Bullet point and sub bullet points and so on. What about numbering? 1, 2, 3, and something like this. So we use enumerate, like numbers. Number 1, 2, 3, and so on. So let's change this itemize. Let me enumerate this one. So let's generate some code. So this is a, let's move this one. Put it here. Okay. We start with enumerate and end with enumerate. So we have itemize inside the enumerate. So this one will be 1, 2, and this will be item bullet point, and this is 3 and 4. I want to put it in the same page. Let me move this one to another page. There's a command called new page. Okay, so this is 1, 2, and sub items, and 3, 4. You can change the number instead of 1, 2 to be A, B, C, and so on by putting some parameters for the enumerate. You can read about this more in Latex documentation. So I think we don't have enough time to explain that. So it's just search for that. Let's give you example of searching. Latex, just type Latex. Then the command you want to use, enumerate. Enumerate. Enumerate letters. So you find any website with stack exchange text usually describe that in an easy way. Okay. Hyperlink. If you wanna use a hyperlink, like I want to display KAU a link, so we need to use a package called href. Then use the command href. We start with a hyperlink or the URL, then the title of that URL. Let's do that here. First, we need to include the package, the beginning of the document, before the beginning of before this one. Right, use package. Use package hyperref. Then you can write /href. I believe href, yeah. Then the URL http KAU-EDU-SA. Then this is the title that I wanna to display. Okay. We compile, and you can see the link should be appear here. So you may see it is not a link clickable because this is an image. If we download the PDF, I think this one should be clickable. As you can see, it's a clickable link. It's highlighted with sky blue, something like this. If I click it, it will go to the KAU website. Okay. Lastly, of this part, we talk about footnotes and quotes. Okay. So in this first page, I want to put a footnote somewhere here in our paragraph. Let's say footnote. Let's say latex course. That's a tutorial, something like this. So this is the detail of the footnote, and the details will be displayed in the bottom of the page. Let's recombine. As you can see here, the footnote appears here with the number 1, and let's see. Workshop. Next to the workshop, there is a number 1. Okay, so this is related to this one. I mentioned here a figure with a question mark. That means we have not proper way of linking the reference for that figure. That problem comes from we cancel the figure label, so it cannot be found. So this is why it's a question mark. If we return that back, you'll see it again. Okay. If you want to put a code from another article, you need to start an environment called code and end it with a code. Instead, we'll put a quotation mark, either a single quote or a double quote. It's like a quotation. It depends on enough template you use. Let's begin. Quote here. Quote from another article. Depending on the format of or template we use, will be shown. As you can see here, it's not clear. Some template will show a comma, a quotation, and that display the quotation, the code as expected. Okay. Also, you can use single quote or double quote, but make sure that if you start with a single, end with a single. If you start with a double, close with a double. Usually, the single and the double, something like this. Single, this is a single. This code using single. Okay. As you can see, single. If you use double, just repeat the single 2 times. It will done as a double quotation. As you can see here, it's not very clear. Let me use this one. Here. As you can see here. Actually, it's not clear. So this is the closing. So we will correct that one using this one is different. I think it depends on the keyboard. Some keyboards you will find it next to the number 1. Some keyboard find it somewhere else. This is the starting and this is the ending. It's like a two single quote will mean double quotation. Okay, much better. This is the beginning and this is the end of the quote. Okay, here are some additional resources. You can find more details or documentation about Latex. Let's move to the part 2. Before I move to the part 2, is there any question? Sorry, I was very fast because I have short time. In 1.5 hours, it's very short to explain everything. So before we move to the next part, if there any question. Let's see. Okay. Everything is good. Alhamdulillah. Okay, slide. Yeah, I have some questions. Says any material previous workshop. Okay. Inshallah, by the end of this workshop, I will send it a shared link in a Google Drive. Inshallah. Okay, let's move to the next part of this workshop. We have about 8 minutes. Sure. The outline we will discuss in this part, font size, the style, and family tables. I will just explain here no more writing. So tables, acronyms, and glossaries, biology or bibliography, table of content, list of figure, list of tables, special character, and so on. Okay. A template with a zip file and a tip and tricks. Okay. Here's the font size. If you want to make a small text, you can use command tiny. So between curly parentheses, put the command tiny, then your text, for example, a sample text. All these will use the same format. Between curly parentheses, put the command, and the size will be changed. So, as you can see in this slide, the style, text BF means bold, medium, this one, as you can see in the output here. Font family, usually the Latex came with the standard fonts. So if you want to use a kind of template, you will choose the font automatically. If you want to change the style of font, you can use these commands. Text RM will use serif Roman, and sans serif will use SF. If you want to type writer, like they call it mean space, means all character has the same size. So S is same size of A, I mean the width of a letter. So this is using command text TT, like trouble T in the end of the command. And the text you need to write, it will be between a curly braces. Tables. So we will discuss this in here. So let's create a table. First, we need to include a package called table. Where is a package? Need a package of table. So first, need to include the package. Usually, anything you need to use in Latex, sometimes need a package. So use a package, tabular. Let's say tabular X. I think this one. I think by default the table is there. Table, begin, environment, table, tabular. There is a table and tabular. What we're looking for is a tabular, this one. So the parameter here means how many columns do you want? I need one column and the other column. So the first column will be centered and the second column will be, let's say, left aligned or right aligned. C means center, R means right aligned, and so on. Say here, if I want to put another column here, let's say left alignment first. So we separate the column using and last, and separate rows using double backward slash. Save. You can see here, this is the table, seems boring table. So the first, second, last with the horizontal vertical line or vertical border. So the vertical border comes from here. If you want to use as this one, you can use slash horizontal line and horizontal line this way, and some text here, some text and some text here, and horizontal line. So this is kind of a border for all the content of the table, as you can see here. Okay, this is the tabular. Then usually tabular should be inside the table. Like when you include image here, we include a graphic, we put it in a figure. So tables usually should be in the table. We start environment, begin, table. Okay, it's generated automatically, the content, centering tabular. And I will move this one. Okay. Okay, caption should be either way, bottom or top. Let's save this one. So it's centered in the page. Let's use this hedge. Would be in the where I put it in the file. Okay, here's some example in the slides. So the placement of the table. So the placement, you may put hedge here, as I did in the example. So that put the table where it is, wherever you put the table in the document. If you didn't use this one, it will choose choose the proper way. That means in the center of page, maybe the top. Sometimes you find it in the bottom, and so on. It will be done for you automatically. So if you want to make sure it's here, behind, next to the text, next to the paragraph you want, just put between a curly, between a bracket, just hedge. There is a placement called T. T would mean at the top of the page, B or the bottom of the page, and so on. Okay, position that should be in the tabular. So H in the table, position in the tabular. So the position will be this way, and could be a T, a line, the top of row, bottom and center. That means the alignment of the content of the table. And placement. The placement means the alignment for the text inside the cell. L means this is a small letter L, means in the left alignment, R right, C center. You can use specific width using P between parentheses. You put a number like 1 centimeter, for example, or 1 inch. Any of kind of units you want to use, you can use it here. Okay, this one means you can hit shift and backward slash. This is not a L, this is a vertical line. Okay, if you want to merge cells, you can use the packages called multi-row or multi-cell. So this is used to merge rows, and this is used to merge cells and merge columns. And you can use it this way. Here is an example. So I want to merge. This is a table like something like this. This way, the table should be like this. So we merge these cells together using this command. Okay, and we merged the 2 rows here using multi-row here. Okay, it needs some practice, so to understand the details of that. Table styling, as we talked before, we use H line, mean horizontal line, that we can put it in the end of the row. So it will be something like this one. And you can choose some cells to be lines or not. So this means C line means from column 2 to column 3. So column 2 and 3 will be underlined. I mean, as a border like this. I think we run off time. If you are okay to continue, please let me know. How to type Arabic and with English. Okay. Okay, Arwa asked us, can we write Arabic within English? There is a way to write Arabic within an English, but I don't have the document with me right now. There is a way. You can search in the Stack Overflow for that. There is a way. I don't have it right now, sorry. Can we continue? Is it okay if we get about 15 more minutes?
Go ahead. Yes, we are enjoying actually. Yes, go ahead.
Thanks. Okay. Okay, there is another table packages called Tabular. We use this one already. You can use Tabular with the star. This will change some format. There's also called Tabular X, as we include here, I think, this one. And I believe no need to include this to use Tabular. It's built in with the language. So it's already built in. But Tabular X, it has more feature. It has more feature than the regular Tabular. Also, there is a C table, long table, sober table, and arrays. As you can see here, some example of changing the layout of the table in these formats. Here's an example using Excel. If you have information, you have information in that Excel sheet. So you want to move this information in Latex. There's a way. So I will talk about this one in the end of lecture. So how to move this information, big information from Excel or I think Excel only to latex. That's like a tip on tricks. We'll talk about that later, inshallah. Acronyms, that mean when you wanna say KAU and you wanna to be used automatically to be a King Abdulaziz University, you can define this acronyms in the top of the document, somewhere here. First, we need to use package. Use package. So, let's do this one. Okay, then use acronym define. Okay. KU. Small letter KU. This is the key, and this is should be appear. And this is the details of the what should appear. That should be in a bracket, parentheses. Yes. So this is the key, and this is should appear like this, and here the details. Okay, let's mention it here. AC, then the key. U. Okay, something wrong with this one. Maybe the spelling. I put some. It's acro diff. So ACRO diff. Okay. Should appear here. This one. So reference or bibliography. That means if you use a research paper, usually you have a reference to some kind of another papers. Something you can see it. If I can share this one. So I want to share. Let's move some paper. I have this paper, for example. Usually, this is using format IEEE. Downloading. Just take time. I have a reference here. Like a citation, if you want to cite some a paper, okay, like this one. Give me a few seconds, guys. Okay. So in the end of any paper, usually you have a reference, something like this, and you want to refer to this reference. So there is a automated way to do that in LaTeX. So for example, this paper, we use it in the article here. So it's referred to number 1, this is number 2. And I think in our university, we have a special format similar to this one. So for example, if you move to the paper, you find the paper talk about this reference somewhere here. For example, here we refer to paper number 11. So if we find the number 11, you will find it in the reference page. We call this one is calligraphy. We call it calligraphy. So calligraphy usually put it in a separate file called end with 5. Ended with 5. So each reference should be written some way like this one. Let's take an example. Okay, so we create first a file called ref. It's got any name, choose any name. BIB, create. So there is some application you can use it to generate the BIB file for you. And let's move this one. So I have this paper, I found it in this Scholar. So let's say site. Okay. So you find the kind of format you want to use. Yes, BIB text, we want a BIB text. Take this one. So just copy this text directly, copy, and use it in our file here and paste. So our key will be this one. So we want to cite something, we use this one. Okay, let's choose another paper. Okay, this one. Let's BIB text. Okay, BIB. Copy. And here. So we want to refer to these 2 papers. In a text file, we need to include BIB first. So, okay, we choose this format, the style, then the file. Inside the text, we use cite, then the key. Here's the styles. Insert, all name will be shown as this one. The plane will be this way. For example, of ABA, use this format, and so on. Each style has a different way of displaying the author name. So in the top of the file, we use this command, biography style. Let's say plain. We use it here. Copy. Type, style, plain. Okay. So within a text, let's first let's include this file, biography. We choose the file. 5. This one, my ref dot pipe. So then we use in our text site, for example, site overleaf, very helpful. Show me the keys in that file. So let's say Barnawi and save. Okay, as you can see, reference should be in the end here. This one should be the end. Wherever you want to display it should be in the end of the document. Here, save. Okay. Let's display it this way. So this is the text, and this is the reference key. Number 1. In the end, you will see reference number 1, the name of the details of that paper. Let's do that again. What we did. First, we put bibliography style, choose the plain, for example. Then wherever you wanna display that reference, put it in that place. Bibliography and the path of that file. Here's the file. I didn't write anything here, just I copied from the Scholar. So if you want to change it, make sure to follow the correct format. So the title, the authors, and the journal, and so on. Also, there is an application called Pipe Ref or something like that. Pipe. You can in Pipe Disk, I think. Also, there is another application to manage the reference. So it will done that for you automatically. No need to write it by yourself. So it's managed that for you. It's easier to use, I think. Okay. Same by disk, I think. This application it's used to manage our reference. Something like that. So all reference will be managed. So this is I think the keys, site key, and the title. So we will manage the Vibe file. Also, you can cite more than one at the same time. So key 1 and key 2 and key 3. Let's do that here. Okay. Yeah, this one. Comma, and choose the other one, this one. So it will be cited to reference. As you can see, we have two Vibe here, or two reference, I mean. And the first time, we show only one, because we only cite one. If you have extra reference, it will not appear since you didn't refer to them or you didn't cite from that paper. So here we cite it and we recompile again. And you can see here two kind of two reference has been added in our document. And here is 1 and 2. Okay, Clipper. There is a package called Clipper reference package that make the referring easier. So let's do that with our figure. This package, Clipper. before. So when you cite or when you refer to something, use cref instead of ref. For example, here we refer to the image, we use capital C, ref. Okay. That show you what kind of referring the reference you use. So it's generate figure automatically for us. For example, if we want to refer to the table and we don't want to write table by ourselves, so we just say cref for that table. Here our table is, yes, this one. So this is our table, so we want to refer to that table. It will be automatic, writing table C ref table. Okay. As you can see, table 1. Okay. Special character, if you want to write any special character that is reserved by latex, like this $. If when I say I talk about kind of symbol like $, if I use $, it's will give me an error here, as you can see, because the $, is reserved by latex. If you want to use it, just put /$, so it will be shown. Somewhere here. Yeah, here. Okay. Percentage also is reserved. If I put percentage, will hide this statement. So let's say I want to say 76%. So just put /percentage. For example, a bracket also is reserved. Curly parentheses also is reserved. So any reserved symbol, just put a / and then put the symbol, something like this. Okay. Also, there is another symbols. If you search for that, latex symbols. You will find a list of the symbols with the command. Okay. This is a like kind of a mass symbols. You can use these, just use / and the name of that symbols. When you have a big document, something like a book, or usually you have different chapters and part of that document. It's better to use packages like import and include to separate the content of that book. For example, the chapter 1 of that book, put it in a separate text file, so your project will have several files end with the text. So you can include these text file in your document, in let's say the main document. Right, I think we finished most important part of that lecture. I'm sorry I take more than assigned time. And I appreciate your time. Any question, please?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Marwan, for this wonderful workshop. I really enjoyed it because this is my first time using Latex. Yeah, very mashallah, very informative as one of the product come out. So I'm sharing now 3 links, workshop, the evaluation form for this workshop, and I'm sure it is fantastic. And the second one is okay, yes, this is it. So if you have any questions, please just open your mic or type your questions here in the chat. So inshallah, we will upload the recording within 24 to 48 hours, inshallah, into our YouTube channel.
Okay. I will share the link for Google Drive for that slides. Inshallah, it will be helpful, inshallah.
Yeah, if you can email us the material so we can forward it to those who are interested. So it would be much appreciated, Mr. Marwan.
Sure. Of course, yes.
And inshallah, we will share the link with you once we upload the recording, inshallah.
Inshallah, appreciate your managing this workshop. And,
our pleasure. Yes, we are pleased to have you actually in the Writing Center and providing such a very informative and insightful workshop. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, this is it. Great.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, so that's all for today. Thank you all. Here is the email for Mr. Marwan. Thank you, Mr. Marwan, for this wonderful workshop. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And inshallah, we hope we see you, inshallah, next week, inshallah. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening.